Hi. Okay, sorry.
Wow, that's quite the intro. You excited to do this?
Terrible,
market update?
horrible. Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Pete.
And we're here to deliver our June monthly market update. I know that there's been a lot about, what's been going on in the market, how the market's been slowing down. There's so much news about what's going on in the market right now. But actually, when we look at the numbers, it's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty healthy. But we're actually going to go through it in detail. Some of it might make you laugh, but stay tuned. So in terms of sales, Pete, what's going on?
Sales are down 2.5% from last year. So 2.5%, first of all, is not that bad. When we've seen some of the ups and downs of real estate that we've seen over the years, we're down 2.5% from last year's June. But also keep in mind, last year's June was a record June. So we're down 2.5% from the record in terms of total sales. What are listings doing?
Listings are actually also down about 2% as well. But again, it's not as bad. And year over year, it's only 2%. 4,000 listings.
And if sales are down 2% and listings are down 2%, we're actually, right back where we were kind of thing, except for this important number. Inventory is actually down almost 22%. It's down 21.9% from last year. So that's significant.
Wow.
So if we're almost at last year's record sales, and we're only down, in terms of new listings, we're down, 1.8%. Our inventory is still down 22% from last year, which means, this is a very, very healthy market. In fact, you're hearing all this news about how inventory is climbing, and boy, I tell you, it's going to be really hard to sell your house soon. And, are we going to see more price decreases and stuff like that? What's a month supply at now?
Month supply, it's not even at 2 months. It's 1.9. So it's down 20% from what it was last year.
Yeah, month supply is down 20%. So when people are like, the market seems pretty soft, and we have a 2-month supply. This is something that we've prayed for like 3 or 4 years. So the market is actually still very, very active. But what we'll do now is we'll sort of break it down. We'll give you what the total market prices have done, and then we'll break down what different market segments have done by price as well. So in terms of total residential prices, what's happened in Calgary is this: we're up still 13.5% from last year. 13.5% is a pretty good price increase when you're including some of the market segments that are kind of soft. And what that means now is our benchmark price is at 543,000 or 544,000 really. 544,000 is the price of our average, our benchmark price. What we used to call our average price, but average is kind of a hard number with real estate because, well, what's the average? What does your average house look like? So anyways, our benchmark price is 544,900. Detached and row houses, which is like townhouses, have gone up the most, haven't they, Katelyn?
Yeah, they actually have. So with both the detached and the row prices, they've actually gone up 16%. So specifically for detached prices, they've actually gone up to 647.5. And then when we're looking at rows, so that's your townhomes, you're looking at about 363,700, which a lot of the townhome activity, there's been a lot of activity actually on the townhome prices. So.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Because that market was really soft for a while. Yeah. We're also seeing the semi-detached, which is like a half duplex and those types of homes. So they're attached to another home, but they're not exactly a townhouse. You're probably not paying condo fees on a semi-detached home. Those are actually almost at 600,000 as well. So that's at 581 is the average semi-detached house. And so that means they've gone up in price by 13%. So the only market segment we left is apartments, which have really been dogging it for years, right?
Yeah, well actually sales are up 31% compared to last year, which is amazing. And for the list price, it's actually up by 10%. So that's
31%.
about
1%.
Yeah.
In terms of unit sales.
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of unit sales, they're up 31% compared to last year's. So apartments have been really slow for a while, but I mean that comparison, that's amazing.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that is I've been saying for a while that apartments are an opportunity, especially the downtown ones, because the downtown, of course, during the oil and gas price plunge and the and COVID and stuff like that, the downtown really was, it had its ass kicked by those market influences. Yeah. And so for a long time there was actually a lot of vacancies. About 1/3 of the condos in the Beltline were vacant only a year or two ago, and that's changing quickly. And my prediction has always been that once those apartments are all full of people, whether they're rentals or by the owners or sellers, I think you're going to see a jump in pricing in those ones.
So too.
And but we haven't seen it yet, so there's still an opportunity there, I believe. Time will tell if I'm crazy or not. But if you look at where the price increases have been, that's still where the prices have not gone up. Have not gone up. I don't know how to say this. They've gone up the least.
The least.
Yeah.
Exactly.
City center is only up 8%. But in terms of areas of the city that have gone up the most, what would that be?
The Northeast.
Yeah.
It's actually up almost 19% compared to the rest of the,
Yeah, it is 19. It's 18.8. I'd say it's almost 20% price increase over last year. So anyone that told you last year, you don't want to buy in the Northeast, the prices are not going to, like they've gone up the most. Mm-hmm. They're up 20% in prices from last year. A lot of the other areas are up, sort of between 10 and 15%. The north central area is up 18.7%, so it's right up there with the Northeast as well. But most other areas are, actually the Southeast, which was actually killing it at the beginning of this year. They were the sort of the market leaders in terms of price increases. They're still at 18%, but the Southwest is at 13.7. The East, which would be everything from like Forest Lawn to Dover to those kind of areas, is up 11%. The West side is up 11.9, and the Northwest is at 14%. So that's pretty healthy as well. But yeah, best performer this year so far is the Northeast, and the worst performer is the downtown. And I would say that most of that is because of the apartments that were vacant. And I would say, even within that, those one-bedroom condos, man, like nobody wanted those during COVID. Who wants a one-bedroom condo during COVID? You can't have a friend living with you. You can't work from home. It was kind of so. There's still a few of those for sale, and you can still get them for like $150,000, $160,000. Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
You tell that to anybody from Toronto or Vancouver, and they're wondering, like, is this thing like a 200 square foot one with no kitchen? Like, what's the deal? But that's a decent little one-bedroom condo right downtown for $150,000, $160,000. You don't believe me? Phone me. I'll show them to you. I'd be happy to. Anyways, that's our market update for this month. If you have any questions about your particular market, whether it's a townhouse or an apartment or a detached, or you're living in a certain area of the city, whether it's Braeside or Harvest Hills or wherever you're living, feel free to give us a call. Every market segment, every market piece is a little bit different, don't we find?
Yeah.
And even if you want to live outside the city, or you are, like Chestermere or Airdrie, we do a lot of business up in those areas. We don't do that much in Okotoks or Cochrane, but Airdrie, Chestermere, we know really well as well. So if you're thinking about selling there or thinking of moving there, feel free to ask about those markets as well. In the meantime, have a great month. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the kids being home from school, and try to get some rest.
And don't forget to follow our Moving to Alberta Facebook page. If you have any friends or family that are looking to move here in Alberta, we have a really great Facebook group where we have a lot of good information. Or you can hit us up. My number 403-615-2346. And Pete?
Yeah, I'm at 403-818-7310. So like Katelyn said too, if you have any friends or relatives living in BC or Ontario in particular, those ones are probably where we're getting the most calls from. Send them to Moving to Alberta on Facebook, and there's lots of great information there, and they can ask questions that other people might be asking as well and stuff. Some good discussions starting to happen. So give us a call anytime. Happy to chat. Until next month, take care.
Bye.